My field of vision is in millimeters. I work with drills going 200,000 reps per minute, 3 inches from the brain. I work in small spaces with the saliva pooling, cheek and tongue in their way. If only we came with detachable tongues and zippers in our cheeks. I have to have a good control of my actions, and I make quick decisions on people who are not too excited to be there in the first place. If I had $1 for every time I heard, "I hate the dentist," I'd be a billionaire. And in the rare circumstance that should a patient of mine swallow something, I hope it goes down the food pipe, the esophagus, and come out the other end rather than the windpipe, the trachea, and have to go to the ER. This control gives me power to my actions. When my younger and only sibling was diagnosed with cancer, I lost all sense of my control and my power of my actions. Manu, who was a dentist just like myself, was diagnosed with stage 2 squamous cell carcinoma of the tongue at age 33 in 2019. I wasn't in control to get him a biopsy because he resided in Canada and I in the US. When COVID hit in 2020 and his cancer returned with a vengeance, I wasn't in control. I wasn't in control when he went to hospice, and I couldn't take a flight, which I assumed I would always be able to. When I was 7.5 years old, we brought Manu home. And I'd always assumed, and I'd taken it for granted, that he would outlive me. It was my job to take care of him, and his to tell my stories at my funeral to my children, not the other way around. As his body began to shut down and I was waiting for PCR results, I was asked to say goodbye on a video call. Manu, I love you. You're done hurting. You're done fighting. Don't wait for me. I will get there as fast as I can, but if you need to go, it's okay. You can let go. I couldn't control the tears as I watched my parents kiss my younger brother's deceased body, watching him being taken to the morgue with a strength that I cannot fathom, and then my parents to come home alone in the dark, knowing Manu would never come home for dinner. I would never see that smile that could light up a room or hear his infectious laugh. I had to let go of a lot of things because of the cards that destiny had dealt us, to our family. I had to let go of a future of being an aunt, of my kids having cousins, of creating family memories. I had to let go of my identity as an older sister to an only child. In that present, I lost the keeper of my past and a part of my future. And I realized that time is our most precious commodity. It's not something we can borrow, exchange, refund. It is the most precious commodity, and we're not in control of how much time we are given. When I lost control, I lost my ability to make sense of what was happening. I crumpled. I fell. I lost my ability to breathe. That very act that my brother couldn't do because the cancer had spread into his lungs and there was fluid buildup and he couldn't expand to take a breath. And he wrote about it, how all the accolades in the world couldn't help him as he lay alone in a hospital bed with nothing but just a gown, struggling to do that subconscious act, just to breathe. And the same thing I couldn't do not because I had cancer, because I had lost control. And I lost my faith in God, but I felt betrayed. Instead, I turned to the universe. I cried into it. I yelled at it. I whispered into it, and it answered back. I have always been fascinated by the aurora borealis, the northern lights. I've gone as far as Iceland in search of them. And in my 25 years of traveling back and forth to Calgary, I've never seen them. But on March 21st, 2021, it was a week after Manu's death, when sleep was a stranger to me. I dragged my mother because the conditions were just right. And we went to the outskirts of Calgary and past the city lights when it was dark. I see these clouds, and they were white, and I start taking pictures. You see, the northern lights may appear white to the naked eye, but when you see them on camera, you'll see the green hues. And these clouds were dancing. These were the northern lights. And in the Canadian culture, it is said that the northern lights are the old souls coming back to the earth to take the new souls. And it's a moment to rejoice and to celebrate. And if you listen ever so carefully, they sing to you. The early morning that we saw those northern lights was the day that Manu was being cremated. It was the universe telling me that it's okay to let go. Manu is being taken care of, and it'll be okay. And a few months later, we let go of Manu's ashes. My parents, my brother, my parents, my children, my husband collectively let go of Manu back into the elements of earth, fire, wind, and water. His soul to another journey. Manu, then I carried you in my arms. Now I carry you in my heart. Your fight, your struggle may be over, but not your journey. You continue to live through your words in the book, Life Interrupted. I have since let go, riding the wave of grief, day by day. At times it hits me like a tsunami, taking my breath away. At times in the flow of gentle tears, and at times as a flicker of happy memories. I have since let go, but I still believe in the magic of the universe. And when the world is quiet and gone to sleep, I whisper into it and wait for it to guide me.